solve the right triangle. And here we have just two sides. And of course, when we want to solve the right triangle, we need to figure out all angles as well. So I'm just going to get started actually by figuring out the measure of this side here. Side little a. And how can I do that? Well, I'll just use Pythagoras. So I have little a squared plus 3 squared equals hypotenuse squared, which is 5 squared. Great. So a squared plus, now 3 squared is 9, 5 squared, 25. I'll subtract 9 from both sides of the equation, so get a squared equals 25 minus 9, 16. Great. So what is the square root of 16? The square root of both sides here, it's just 4. So we know that little a measures 4. Great. But now we need to figure out these two angles here. Angle A and angle B. So now let's use trigonometry to figure that out. And we know SOHCAHTOA, our trig ratios. And let's do this. Let's use sine. And I know that sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Sorry. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of angle A is equal to opposite, which is 4 over hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse is always opposite to the 90-degree angle. So that's 5. Great. Now how can I find A if I just have 4 over 5 as the sine? I need to go sine -1, the opposite function of sine -1 of 4 over 5. And we need a calculator to figure that out. So sine -1 of 4 over 5 is equal to 53.13. A lot of students at the beginning are not familiar with this opposite sine function. Usually you have to press second and then sine on your calculator, but it varies from calculator to calculator. And but that's it. So we get 53.13 degrees. Of course, if you're having problems, just ask your teacher, and I'm sure he or she will gladly explain how to perform this function on your calculator. So now, great, we have 53.13 degrees. And we also want to figure out angle B. How can we find that out? Well, for for right triangles, we know that these two little angles here, the two acute angles, they will add up to 90 degrees. So I can just go, angle B will measure, that's an angle signal. Okay, so angle B is equal to 90 degrees minus 53.13 degrees. And that measures 36.87 degrees. And that's it. So we have all angles, we have all sides. So this right triangle has been solved.